Smoke Sessions, mother.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Smoke Sessions. Can you hear me? All right. Welcome to the Smoke Sessions. I'm, like always, I'm Nap God. You got K-Dot. Then you got Dexter Luger. But welcome to the Smoke Sessions. Like we said, this is going to be a very special episode.
Change that nonsense.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Where's the music? Yeah, put the music on. K-Dot, unmute yourself.
You're a professional.
Technical difficulties. Look, welcome to the Smoke Sessions. Exactly what Nap P said. That's Dex, Webby J on X, K-Dot Views on X. That's Nap God 7 on X. We have a special guest, and we did not want to waste any time. Nap said, dude, you need to check the resume, and I did. Jesus. 2-time TNA Impact Heavyweight Champion. An X Division champ. Man, even a Legends Global King of the Mountain champ 3 times. Look at this. NWA 2-time with Bobby Roode. A TNA Tag Team Champion with Kaz and the band. Look, this is in, guys.
This is TNA royalty.
The resume is as long as a Costco receipt. And then anyway, nevertheless, one of the legends in the business. One of the greatest in-ring technicians in all of the business. I know it's a little quiet, but we are going to welcome the legend, Eric Young, to the show. Mr. You know what? Let me fix this up right here. Right there we go. Fix it properly. So there it is. Mr. Eric Young. Eric, welcome to the show. We apologize for some of our little technical issues we were having. Nevertheless, hope you're doing well today, sir.
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me. I've been X Division champion twice. You left that out, and I was also women's tag champion. Never lost those belts, so me and ODB were still the tag champs as far as I'm concerned.
That's what I was actually reading, and I said I'm going to bring him. Yep, never lost. And it says world beer drinking champion as well. He added that in there.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, this is TNA royalty right here. This is TNA royalty right here. Grand Slam champion. I mean, this is literally the heart of TNA right here.
The heart,
guys.
So Eric, and again, thank you for coming to the show. We do appreciate it. I want to shout out Derek and everybody at 1168 as well. If you want to, I know it's probably a question that always gets asked a lot for you. But for those who are new to the Eric Young, if you want to give a quick, summary, I know you don't want to go too deep in. If you need to, by all means, but how you came up in the business, how this was what Eric Young decided to want to do and step in. And I mean, geez, what 2 decades later, you're still handling business.
Yeah, I mean, it's as cliche or cheesy as it sounds, has been my dream. I mean, since I was a little kid, this is all I kind of really wanted to do. The majority of my life. I say this outside of like my parents and my sister. This is the first thing that I loved. And I knew that I loved it from the very beginning. And the more I learned about it and the more I watched it, the more obsessed I became. And from probably like 13 or 14 till basically now, it's all I think about. It consumes me, completely. I can't watch enough of it. I can't read enough about it. I can, magazines. Like when I was young, it's all I thought about all day, every day, which got in the way of my personal life. You know, other than my buddies that were pro wrestling fans, and there was a bunch of them. But yeah, it's all I've wanted to do, and I started from nothing. You know, I grew up in a tiny little town in Canada. I didn't have family in the business. I didn't know anyone that was in the business. I grew up in a tiny little farm town, population of about 70 people. More people live in my subdivision than the town I grew up in here at Nashville. And the closest McDonald's was 45 minutes away. So when I say it was a long shot, I would say mathematically like less than a 5% chance that I'm sitting here right now. And I've had a job on a major pro wrestling company since 2004 till now. So have had a job since. So it's an honor and the honor of my life, and done lots of different things. And it's a dream come true, as cheesy as that sounds.
And before any of my brothers and compadres, I like to call them, step into the fray, I did want to ask you, like, what was it like? Because you said, this is what you want to do since the team, but your first match, do you remember what it was like? Hey, what it was like the moment they asked you or you came in? I mean, just give us the, those first run jitters, or what it was like, the feeling to finally just get booked and on a show in your first match.
Yeah, I don't remember dates, and I'm terrible. I remember that one because it was my first. It was October 14th of 1998. So it's a long time ago. Some of you guys may not even have been alive. I'm not sure, but October 14th, 1998, Benton Harbor, Michigan. I wrestled a friend of mine, and we were the opening match. And I had done backyard wrestling before that and wrestled in front of people. And the minute I wrestled in front of people and was able to manipulate them and kind of elicit a response depending on what I was doing or wasn't doing, I was hooked. It was like a drug, and it still is. It's a drug that can't be purchased. I know this is the smoke session, but it's the ultimate drug. It's the ultimate drug, and it can't be bought and can't be paid for. And I was just excited then, as I am, mostly now, and way more nervous than I am now. But yeah, it was an amazing experience, and then just kind of snowballed from there.
And I think Napster P, what we had all spoken about with Dex too, is like you've been there through like the entire evolution of TNA Impact. You've seen obviously the inception, but you've seen the changes, the growth, the trials, the tribulations. Can you sum it up now to know that it's the AMC deal for you, from what you have, gone through the ups and downs with TNA, I mean, to where we're at now?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the company in every iteration, and I was having this conversation with President Carlos Silva. Is everyone who's been in this position in this company, I've worked for them, and I don't think there's anyone else here that can say that. From Jeff and Jerry Jarrett in 2004 to Scott to John Kuburik to Dixie Carter to all of them, every single person who's been in this position, I've worked for them. And yeah, it's been the pleasure of my life. There's been good and bad, but this is my professional home. I take it deadly serious. It's a fantastic place to work, and we're always striving to make that better. And nothing's perfect, and we're always wanting to make that better. But obviously, the AMC deal is the biggest TV deal this company's ever had. And I always say this, and the easiest way to explain it is like if you go to a Holiday Inn in Idaho and you check in and they've got 12 channels, AMC is one of them. So it's we're swimming in the deep end with the big boys, and it's not a competition to me. We're not in competition with any company. We're in competition with ourselves. And I think most companies, if they were more honest, that's it. You're competing with yourself and just trying to put out the best product that you could put out. And that's what we're doing here. Obviously, it's, you're going to miss, you're going to hit, and it's a process. But being under that microscope and having that pressures, that's another drug, and that kind of pressure as a performer is something that you should crave. And if you don't crave it, then you're in the wrong industry.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Hey, fellas, if anybody wants to chime in, I don't want to take up all too much of that time. I mean, the part that you said about not in competition with each other, but with just yourselves. You know, I try to tell my 9 to 5 corporate life, the folks I train, is like, you know, you're not always going to get the opportunities that these other folks get. So you just run your race. And EY, I'm glad you brought that up, which we'll talk about, you know, a little bit more later, because that really is a mindset that I wish a lot of these, well, not necessarily these promotions, but a lot of these, you know, I mean, if these fans on social media would see that, you know, y'all are just as much of good friends and supporting of one another, because why? It's just more opportunity for not only the business to grow, but for everybody to get paid and feed their families, man. But go ahead, P. My fault. Go ahead.
So I've seen you like from literally the beginning, because I remember when Samoa Joe called out you to Cole for you to, you know, tag team with him. But seeing the evolution from how you were from back then to now, like, I just think it's just always awesome the way you reinvent yourself, and you always find another level. Just when you think like people are like, oh, is he done doing this? Like, you just find another level and you just keep it moving. You keep that entertainment and you keep, you know, like building. And I just think like for people who don't know, you know, like outside of WWE and all that stuff, I feel like with you, they should hone in, because you're not only are you one of like the best Canadian wrestlers that have come out of Canada also, because like you're very underrated in my opinion, but you carried a company, you know how to you know, maneuver around situations, but not only that, you're also a great teacher, because I'm pretty sure like you command the locker room also. And so to see all that evolution, is there ever a time where when you were like, because obviously, you know, the whole with the AJ Styles and the Bobby Roodes and all that, was there ever a time where you were like, oh, okay, I'm next, but at the same time, I got to hold back because maybe there's something else out there for me?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm an experiential person, and I don't try to think about what happened before. I try not to think about what's going to happen. I try to just do what I'm doing right now, and just like I do this podcast, like with you guys. I have no agenda. I'm just here now doing it. You know, and I'm not thinking about how it's going to be perceived, or, you know, things that I need to say. I'm just in the moment, and I've been like that my whole life. Loving the spot that I'm in. I've seen the card from every angle. I've got a really unique experience that way in wrestling. Very few people have that. Is I've done every job. I've worn every hat. You know, I've been involved in. You know, I was wrestling women before it was cool. I've been the world champion. I've been the opening match. I've been the X-Division champion. I've been the tag champion. I've been in groups. I've been by myself. I've been the forgotten guy. I was in the NWO for like 8 weeks. You know, it's I've experienced it all, and I would change none of it. I love that I've done all kinds of different things, and I don't think I'm the best wrestler or the best talker or the best at any one thing, but I'm very good at all of it, and I think I've proven that over time.
Nah,
Oh yeah. Oh
So,
yeah. Absolutely.
You brought up the different roles and everything. You, as a performer, have taken on a whole lot of roles, a whole lot of different characters. You're one of the few people who have been able to be everything. How do you channel that? How do you get ready for that? How do you get your mind saying, okay, now I'm here, let's do it this way?
Yeah, I think for me, it's again, there's an addiction of that is the creative process. I think storytelling and portraying a character has always been my strong suit, even when I first started. Physically, I can keep up with anyone. I'm solid in any kind of style of match that people want to have. I can do that. I think I just proved that with Leon Slater, a couple of weeks ago. And but for me, that's an addiction too. Is the creative process of figuring out how to portray the person that they're asking me to portray. Whether, I had never done comedy wrestling ever in my life before TNA asked me to do the kind of like paranoid, schizophrenic, kind of crazy character, and then it had a bunch of different variations, but mostly it was comedy based, and I had a ton of fun doing that. It's I gained respect doing it, and I gained responsibility, and I was on every pay-per-view. Like I wasn't wrestling a lot, which, you know, I really missed, but I was heavily involved in what was going on at the time, one way or the other. So I got on every show and every house show and every pay-per-view. There was a spot for me. And they would never really have anything written. It would just be like Eric Young shows up and does his thing. And they would just say, hey man, like you're just going to come into this pre-tape and you just do whatever it is that you think you should do. And that has to be earned, you know, that's not given away. And the fact that I, you know, was basically a comedy wrestler for 8 or 9 years, I think also extended my career. Is, you know, I'm 46 now and there's nobody that I can't keep up with. And I think part of that, because physically when I was in that role, I wasn't being asked to wrestle a lot. And when I was, it was short. And often I was just getting beaten up because people felt sorry for me. And that was my role. And I loved it. And I think I was pretty good at it. And I really enjoyed it and ended up getting TV shows out of it and opened up a ton of doors that if I was just a pro wrestler, just a guy wrestling, those doors wouldn't have opened for me. But because I was shown that I had comedic timing and I was comfortable in front of the camera in a bunch of different scenarios, that it opened a ton of doors for me. And my life opened up and I became a TV host and I've done a bunch of TV shows, which is super cool. It was never part of the plan, but sometimes the plan just kind of reveals itself as you go.
Yeah. And speaking of that revealing of the plan, sometimes there are some, you know, as time passes there, you know, you get to tease yourself, maybe feuding with somebody, but maybe that missed opportunity. Out of the 2 decades, you know, you've over 2 decades you've been in the game. Is there somebody that dang man, there was just that one opportunity to have faced, you know, this person that, you know, that maybe you'll never get to check off, but wish you did, you know, that wish you had moment with somebody?
Yeah, this goes back to kind of living in the moment. I've never really had like a bucket list, or my only goal in wrestling was to sign a contract so I could tell people that this was my job. And I did that for the first time in 2004, and I've had one ever since. Anything from that, like winning championships, or, you know, I wrestled Sting, who was a guy I idolized. I've tagged and wrestled Kevin Nash, which is a guy that I grew up on and idolized. I've wrestled and beat Kurt Angle, you know, and you know, I've done all kinds of amazing stuff, but that's really just kind of like extra, you know, to be honest. And at this point, it's, you know, if there's one person I could pick to wrestle, it would be Shawn Michaels. I'm never going to have that opportunity. He's my favorite of all time. Getting to work with him at NXT and kind of cultivating a personal relationship was super cool. And I was writing articles for ESPN at the time and wrote an article called My Love Letter to the Heartbreak Kid. And it basically outlined how we had kind of crisscrossed paths a bunch of times. Not that he would remember it or I expected him to remember it, but I did, and how it changed my life professionally. And yeah, that's one guy that I'll never get that opportunity. But if I could change it, if I had a magic wand, that'd be the one.
Oh, that'd be the one right there for sure.
That
like to say,
awesome.
Sorry for cussing, probably my friends, but put fucking ass in the seats right there. That one right there would, oh shit. Anyway, EY, you know, and that's the thing. You know, for those who haven't seen, obviously, the HBK documentary, Dex, don't worry, Dex, we're not going to get too much into that. But yeah, there was like so much of an involvement. See, I didn't even know part of the Black and Gold that, you know, he was not assigned these certain roles, but he was just there to really help, you know, want to be out there and give a kind word and things of that nature. I guess to be that, you know, that's what a lot of the DMs were talking about is, hey, can you ask him about this? And, you know, you did have the opportunity to be a part of not just the Black and Gold of NXT, but I mean, a trend-setting promotion, a brand, a third brand, whatever you want to call it. It was a trend-setting cut. What is that? A cutting on the cutting edge, you know, of not only just pro wrestling but sports entertainment, whatever you want to say. But you know, what was that feeling like? Because I mean, you had so many talents back then. Obviously, you had seen some cross paths throughout the business, some through TNA, but I mean, to be here, what was that like for you personally? Before we even get into Sanity, but just for you to be at that spot in the system.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a goal was always to work for the WWF or WWE, and I got to check that box off in 2016. And NXT, and you know, the guys that came before me, you know, FTR and you know, Sammy and Kevin and Pac, and you know, all these guys turned this company into, you know, the hottest brand in pro wrestling. And I was very blessed to kind of step in with Bobby and Drew and Samoa Joe, Austin Aries, a bunch of us stepped into this powder keg. You know, it was the hottest brand in pro wrestling. And I stepped right into it and was given a really cool role in a really cool group that you kind of mentioned with Sanity. Was very hands-on. I'm still very close with Triple H and talk to him on occasion. And the NXT thing was amazing. It was just a good fortune, you know, good timing, and became available, and they were interested and went over there, and you know, tag team of the year, match of the year for War Games. So yeah, it's you know, a couple more feathers in my hat, which is never a bad thing, but really loved working there, and loved working for Hunter and NXT at the time. Like, those tickets would sell out first. You know, if there was a big pay-per-view, you know, they weren't selling 80,000, but they're in an arena's 16, 17,000. Those would sell out in 5 minutes. You know, you blink and you couldn't get a ticket. So it was the hottest brand in pro wrestling in the world at that point, and I stepped right into it. And I'm thankful for all the people that came before us that kind of set the bar and turned it into this thing. I don't think it was ever the plan. It was more of a developmental ground for them, and a place for them to, you know, hire indie guys and hire athletes and train them, and where they could get reps and learn the system. But it turned into another promotion, basically. And I was there when it was at its pinnacle. And I mean, like you said, everybody was there. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, you know, and Shinsuke Nakamura. The roster was insane. And you couldn't have a bad match. And it was very exciting to be there.
You know, it's crazy because even though it was like probably like maybe one or twice appearance, but James Storm also appeared on NXT too, but see, that's what I mean is, like, I feel like people like you open the door for these other guys, and then, like, that's why it's always grand to when, you know, well, personally, I love when you're a heel, because when you have that heel, and then, like, you know, you're a really good leader. So I think you turn anything into money. So when they put you at Sanity, it was just, I was a big fan of that, to be honest. Yeah. So even like when you came back to TNA, then the design, like the way you were just portraying and everything, like it was like I wanted more, and that's what, like we were getting. So
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking on Sanity, see, so now, you know, you got into the system here. You got into the system, and then what was that like in the war room? You know, hey, you know, we're going to bring this collective here, you know, and we're going to create this faction. And to be honest with you, that I always told the fellas too, is like, this is one of the factions that you can take to the golden age of wrestling, the late 80s, early 90s, and they would fit like a glove, because at the time you can see the presentation. The athletic ability was there. That was easy. No brainer. But the way y'all connected with the crowd, regardless of the heel tactics, regardless of the heel nature, you all still connected with the crowd as a collective. And I think if you can take Sanity and put them in that golden age of wrestling, then you just know that they were destined for something. And again, greatness. But before we even get to that other side, like, what was that like in the war room, the beginning, the creation, the origin of
everything? Yeah, it was cool. It was, you know, I was very hands-on with it. And, you know, I didn't expect that, but Hunter allowed me to be very vocal and pick the look, you know, pick the music, you know, and we worked on that for weeks. And that's a thing. Like, he's such a smart leader, and allowing people to have say, you know, it's having you know, being able to have a hand in the creative process makes you more connected to what you're doing rather than just being told. You know, I don't have any problem when I'm an employee for my boss who's paying me to tell me what to do. That's not a problem either. A lot of people in this business do, but I've never had that problem. But being more hands-on makes you more invested. And, you know, it was such a great group with Fulton first, then he got injured, and then they replaced him with Damo or Killian Dane and Nikki Cross and Alexander Wolf, and it just meshed. You know, we're all very different people, still friends to this day, all of us, but it just, it just meshed. It was magic. And, we were heels, we were baby faces. It didn't really change the idea of the group. The idea of the group was just craziness, chaos, make it feel kind of wild, is how we wanted it to feel. And you kind of didn't know what to expect every time we were on your screen. And I think we pulled that off. And like I said, Hunter's a great leader. This was really his vision, a thing that he wanted to do. And I was hired to be the leader of that group. And he let me run with it, which was super cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. Dex, go ahead, Dex. My fault. Go ahead.
All right, good. So Hunter gives you that kind of leeway to go ahead and do that, which tells me that's a high level of respect.
Yeah.
And when you just do a simple Google search of you and what people think and what people say, there is a lot of that word respected is thrown out there a lot and tagged with your name. How does that feel that that you have the respect, that high respect from your peers?
Yeah, it's a great question, man. The truth is that's the ultimate. I never got into wrestling because I wanted to be famous, or a TV personality. I never even thought about making money, to be honest. It was just what I loved. And in the end, like I'll be gone and no one will care, just like all of us. And wrestling will just go on being what it is, and someone else will replace me, and that's how it is. But having the respect of your peers and people you've worked with, there's nothing bigger. Having respect and having fans enjoy what I do is important. It's 1B, because in the end, that's what I'm working for. Money doesn't come easy. I come from a family that didn't have a ton, so we had to kind of pick and choose what we bought and what we paid for. So you buy a ticket, or you buy a pay-per-view, or you take your time to tune in, because time is money onto a TV show. Is I'm gonna bend over backwards making sure that you get the most bang for your buck. But in the end, having respect for the people that you work for, having people respect, your abilities and the person that you are and how you carried yourself. That's the only thing that matters to me in the very end.
And that's a great segue too, because you can continue, Dex. But yeah, that's usually a question we ask the talent, Eric, is what is that legacy you want to leave behind when it's all said and done? And I think, you said it perfectly well. At the end of the day, wrestling will be here forever, but we're going to just come and go. We're another chapter in this everlasting book, as you like to say, right? So,
Yep.
Like the respect, like, was it ever a time for you that, despite all the respect you got and the admiration you received, that you're just like, you know what, man, this is just too much. I think I'm going to fold my hand this time around. Like, any contemplation of that, like, that you ever felt?
I mean, I think if anyone's done anything for as long as I have, you've thought about, stepping away. And early on at TNA, I can say, like, I wasn't making a ton of money, wasn't in a position where I could negotiate or had much of a leg to stand on. And I thought that wrestling was kind of done for me, to be honest. And I was okay with that. Like I said, I got into it to because I loved it. And at that point, I'm not so sure I loved it like I wanted to, and was kind of ready to step away. And then fate's got a funny way of stepping in and intervening. And I got a TV show, ended up becoming a host of an Animal Planet show, was on stage with Oprah Winfrey, was on Fox and Friends, was, interviewed all over the world for a very successful television show. And I became an actual TV celebrity, and my contract came up, and I got to negotiate and have leverage, and it changed everything. From that point to now, I've made a very good living. Wrestling has taken care of me, and I feel like I've always taken care of it. And I think I respect it as much or more than anybody. And it's given me this amazing life. I live in a beautiful home. I have a beautiful wife. I'm financially pretty well off. And at this point in my life, I do it because I can, not because I have to. And, I've done well for myself. I'm 46, and I could probably retire and never work again, is the truth. I've been smart, and I don't have kids. My wife's had a good job, and she's been smart, and we're in a really good spot, in our life. But I still love it, and I can still do it at a high level. The minute that I can't, I'll retire. The minute I don't like doing it, or it really hurts me to do it, or I don't look forward to doing it, I'll stop right then and there. I'll just tell them I'm not coming back. You can keep paying me if you want, but I'm never coming back.
Pete said, yo.
Go ahead. What did you say? Yo, honestly, E, go ahead. Go ahead, Pete.
Because I wanted to ask, obviously you probably saw that AJ Styles went to the WWE Hall of Fame. How did it feel seeing him go into the Hall of Fame and knowing, like, you were basically like there with AJ, like through the whole TNA, up until he departed. But like, how was that, like, the feeling? Was it like wow, like I was really like peers with this guy, or I was like, even like in the same ring at times with him. So
yeah, still really close with him. And the truth is like, I hope I get to choose like he did. And I've said this, I said it, I put a message up about it when he was announcing that he was going to retire, saying like, bell to bell, I think he's maybe the best ever. And if he's not, he's for sure in the top 2 or 3. That could be argued because in the end, what we do is art and it's all subjective. But if you're asking my opinion, and I've got a pretty knowledgeable position on what good wrestling is, and he's one of the best ever, that's a long list. On top of how amazing he was as a performer and as a wrestler, he's a better person. He's an amazing man, an amazing friend, an amazing father, just an absolute, genuine, top shelf, tier 1 human being. And he said this when he was interviewed by Undertaker, is like, the whole reason you do this is so you can retire. He's got enough money for 10 lifetimes. And I feel if you were to corner him and ask him, he would say he's been the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, for 30 years, and that's a tall task. And Father Time is undefeated. And he felt that maybe it was going to be to a point where he couldn't be the phenomenal one anymore, and he wasn't going to allow it. And there's something beautiful about that. He got to choose. Very few of us are going to get to choose. The business is going to be done with us before we're done with it, or our bodies are going to be done with us before we're done with it. And very few people have walked away in a position like him. And I'm hoping I'm lucky enough to do the same. But, he's just, everything he's got, he's earned. Every dollar, every accolade, every person star in his matches, or whatever you want to call it. He's earned it, and he's earned it the hard way. And like I said, an amazing professional, an amazing worker. But on top of all of that, one of the best people I've ever met. He's never changed. He's the exact same guy I met in 2004.
That's awesome. I also wanted to ask, because you have a really good relationship with also Scott D'Amore. So I wanted to ask, how did it feel knowing that, like, even though he departed TNA, he's now building this, new promotion, and the promotion is, I believe they're going to get a TV deal very soon. So how did it feel knowing that, like, also like Scott's still, still going, still doing? Because I remember, you guys with Team Canada. Like, I remember the whole Team Canada,
Yep.
And he would come out with the flag, and it was cool how, like, you guys did like that whole full circle moment with him coming out again, So I want to ask is like, because obviously you still talk with him, but how does it feel like that, Team Canada is kind of like with the whole TNA thing, but they become like great things outside of like TNA. Like,
yeah, it's cool to see that, right? Like, we started in a group. It was, me, him, Petey, Bobby, and Johnny, and everyone is doing their thing, and doing well for themselves. And Scott is addicted to this as much as anybody I've ever known. So I knew wrestling was not going to be something that he could walk away from. It's a business, and TNA decided to go a different direction. And I think I was pretty vocal at the time, as I didn't fully agree with it, but it is what it is. And that's what they decided, and they moved on. And, it's on AMC now, and Scott's got Maple Leaf Pro, and he's doing well. I'm pretty sure they signed a deal with TSN, which is basically kind of like ESPN up in Canada. And yeah, happy for him, man. I know that he loves this like I love it. And it's in his blood. Like, it's hard to turn it off. I think when I'm done with it, like, I'll miss performing for sure. But what I'll miss the most is being around the guys and being in the locker room. And the camaraderie and the tightness that you get with these people that a lot of times you don't have anything really in common with. And yeah, wrestling's really unique that way. Super happy for Scott, and seems to be going really well. And I wish him all the luck in the world.
No, that's awesome. Dex, do you want to say something? Oh, you're muted, Dex.
Oh yeah, you're muted. Yeah, no, I think you was talking.
I can't have a Canadian on here and not ask a hockey question.
Oh, let's talk.
So you are Canadian, but you reside in Nashville.
Mhm.
Has there been a switch to the Predators?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there has.
Yeah. So I say this is I'm proud of my Canadian heritage. That's where I was born and raised. That's where my family lives. It's a beautiful country filled with beautiful people, but I didn't have any say in that. You know, the truth is I always knew I was going to live in the United States. I always knew that I wanted to live in the United States because in the end, this is where the occupations are. There was no way to have a full-time job living in Canada, and it was very difficult. And the truth is I could live wherever I want. I could move back to Canada. I could live in California. I could live in Texas. I could live anywhere. But Tennessee is my home. This is where I've lived for, you know, the over half of my life has been in Nashville, Tennessee, and the Predators are my hockey team. Big push at the end of the year. They didn't make it in the playoffs, but I do a ton of stuff with the team and friends with a bunch of the players and the personnel that works there. It's an amazing franchise that take care of the people that are around them, and they've always taken very good care of me. But yeah, I'm addicted to hockey. Like when I get done this, I'm recording the playoff games downstairs, and that's where I'll be for the rest of the night.
Well,
Yeah.
there's nothing like I say the best playoffs.
The best
are hockey. I mean,
it's not arguable. As a person who consumes sports,
believe me.
Yeah,
but I'm like, if you sit down and watch, there's nothing like playoff hockey.
True words, man. True words.
You know, Eric, Nap didn't almost want to have you on the show because he was like, "Wait, he's a Preds fan." But I'm a Florida Panthers fan, you know. But not just joking. But now he does talk.
We're both losers this year. Neither of us are in the playoffs.
Oh man, no, for sure. When I was like, but this is how it goes though. With, you know, like they gave up as much as possible. They got 2 cups out of it. So like
they'll be right back in the mix next year. The coach is too good. The organization is too good. It's really cool to see because I mean when Florida first started, they were the laughing stock. You know, like 5-6 years ago, they couldn't sell a ticket to get people to come in. You know, a friend of mine was working there in game ops, and they're like, "We're giving them away," and people just don't even show up. And it's turned into a dynasty. You know, is the truth. And I think without injuries and stuff like that, they probably would have made it this year. But too many injuries to their main players. I think they're finding out how important Barkov is, and without him, it's a tough road to hoe.
Yeah, but when they lost Barkov and then they were, Kachuk was dealing with issues. And then obviously, we love our goalie, but he's starting to just now decline. Even though
Father Time's undefeated, man.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, Bob is getting up there. So but he was still trying to do it, and then now they have all these other free agents to sign. But like I said, that's why I don't think when people understand about hockey is that it's not as easy to rebuild as people think it is, because the way they play, you could be out in preseason game 1, because it's just a heavy physical sport. But man, when the playoffs hit, that's when it's like the most funnest time, because that's when everybody locks in. You know which teams don't like each other. You know which guys don't like each other. And you feel it consistently. So
I think about quitting my job every year at this time so I don't have to miss any games. I haven't done it yet, but it's coming.
So when we see a Fightful breaking exclusive or something and it's retiring, and no speculation,
it'll definitely be in April.
NHL playoffs time. We'll phase it out because we appreciate all your time with us, man. It definitely has been great, Mr. Young. So we'll make it a little fun here on this side here, and let's see what the other guys got questions here. But you're gonna be stuck on an island for life. But the thing is, you're not gonna be by yourself. You're gonna have to pick yourself a buddy, right? And you got you got Kaz, you know, whoever. You got the whole crew. You got Samoa Joe, you got AJ, you got Bobby, Scott, whoever. But who is that person that you would want to spend business wise, industry wise? That, you know what, we're stuck on an island together. You're going to be stuck with me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a toss up in between Bobby and Kaz. Those are the two people I spend the most time with. Kaz is my my road wife now. Bobby was my road wife back in the day. Yeah, I mean, right now, if you know, because I don't see Bobby that much, so it would probably be Kaz right now. We got a ton in common. We look at the business very similar and have very similar paths. Even though I was from Canada and he was from California, we got a ton in common. I've known his wife for 30 something years, and yeah, it would probably be Kaz if I'm stuck on an island. He's a fun guy to be around. We'd have to figure out how to get cigars and whiskey, but we'd be fine.
and you know, props to him too. You know, we talked Kaz because again, what he's doing now, not only to him rejuvenated career,
Killing it.
Finally been able to see what you experienced in the system of being able to see NXT and what it was like. You know, a lot of people wrote that off or were like, you know what, I'm fine, I'm content without that. And then getting these opportunities now, I mean, again, I just love what despite some of the changes, you know, folks did not want or hope to see y'all still on a major platform. Like you said, at the end of the day, AMC is by far one of the most branded, popular, successful not only apps but channels out there. So you know, we can definitely not knock that. I guess fellas, if y'all got any last question, because I'm going to ask this one question here is.
I do want to ask this though, because some people, most people don't probably remember, but you were teaming up. You had a funny team up with Orlando Jordan, and I'll never forget that, because Orlando Jordan, I remember he was one of the most unique people I've ever seen. Just the way he was coming down, to the way he was. But then I'll never forget when they had you, like, first of all, confused, and you pinned him, and you guys lost, and then you were raising your hand. Like, in that moment, like, were you thinking like, oh man, like I got to do this now, or you were just like, at that moment you're like, all right, it just clicked, like I just got to do something. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was a super fun time. It was, the storyline was weird, and he was attracted to me, and I thought that he looked at me as a father figure. So, you know, and I would like end up like in the corner tagging with the guys that we were wrestling because I didn't know what was going on. So that again was a time where like there wasn't a lot of instruction. You know, they would just kind of trusted me to figure it out, and a lot of that stuff would just kind of be done on the fly, because I think a lot of the funniest things happen when people don't know. Mm-hmm. And the truth is 90% of the time I didn't know what I was going to do. So I would just kind of, if it was something really strange, I might smarten the guys up before, but most of the time I wanted authentic reactions. And more importantly, I thought for me, I was better when I didn't put a lot of thought into it pre-hand. I would just kind of be in the moment and say, you know, if I had this mental disorder, or if I didn't really know what was going on, what would a person like that do? So the things that you're seeing is just kind of like ramblings from inside my mind. And I remember pitching that idea to Orlando where I would cover him. And he was like, what? And I was like, I think it'll work. He goes, okay, man. Okay. And it did. And he was awesome to work with. We had a ton of fun doing it. I don't, you know, it wasn't a long thing. I mean, maybe 6 or 8 months, but yeah, it was something I loved. And I think it was the best pro wrestling shirt that I've ever made was I Heart Tag Teaming, which is the best. And that's my gift to the world.
No, that was awesome. I was also going to say, because you know, you talk about you're always in the best shape and everything, but is there ever a time where you're like, okay, the cheat meals, like whether it's cookies, like what's the main cheat meal for Eric?
No, I'm a pizza guy. I mean, I could eat it. I worked at a pizza place when I was young, and I would eat it every day. I could eat it for every meal, for every day. Obviously, I don't, and I'm not allowed. And at 46, I'm probably in the best shape I've ever been in my life. So I don't get a ton of those, but the pizza is my number one. I mean, hard to mess up a cheeseburger. Chinese food is right there too. Like sometimes I can't live without it. and I got to get an order at General Tso's and treat myself. But yeah, those are few and far between now. Being an older guy, my body doesn't process that stuff like it used to. So I gotta pick and choose.
Yep, I'm just joining that. I used to make fun of Dex and everybody else older than me. Now, when I get up in the morning, I feel my knees cracking and my ankle bones, and they said, "Welcome to the 40s." I said, "Nah."
It's it.
Anyway, it's not even. But if we, I didn't want to talk about it. I felt it earlier today. But if you, and I know you've got this question again too, and this is the last one here is, because again, wrestling is always transitioning. I mean, it's always evolving. It's just always something different. Whether you got your pro wrestling, whether you got your mixture of sports and entertainment, you're just whatever you have. But like, if you have somebody out there, the Eric Young now, but you have somebody out there that's really trying to find a way in the business, find their footing. I mean, what's some of the advice that you've given talent or that you would give here in 2026 with the nature of the business? And I guess that's how we'll.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said a little bit earlier is unless if they're asking you to do something, don't say no, because you just don't know where it's going to lead. And like I said, I'd never done comedy wrestling, and I think that some of the people, I've had a bunch of really good matches with a bunch of different people, but a lot of times the things that people remember the most is me pinning Orlando Jordan, or me falling down when my pyro goes off, or me locking up with Earl Hebner, and like being confused like that. So like my advice would be don't say no and explore every option and be true to what you like and what you believe is good. Because if you don't believe in what you're doing, it becomes transparent. People can see through it and they know that you're not invested. And I think that's always kind of been my number one skill. Whether I agreed with what I was doing, whether I was excited about what I was doing, you never saw that on screen. I was always 100% committed to whatever it was that I was doing. And I wanted people to believe that's who I was. Good guy, bad guy, crazy guy, confused guy, sad guy, whatever. When that red light came on, that's who I was going to be. And I was going to do everything in service of convincing people that's who I was. And I'm not any of those things. My real name's not even Eric Young. I'm just a regular dude. Picked up my dog poop in my backyard, cut my grass yesterday. Like, I'm just a regular guy with a cool job. That's it.
That's all. And that's the humility of it. That's the nature of it. And that's exactly what Dick said when it comes to when you ask peers about Eric Young. It's, we said it earlier about Ben Bishop. It's humbleness, it's humility, respect. It's just world-class athlete. And again, we can't thank you enough, Mr. Eric Young, for coming through the smoke sessions. I know it was a quick little icebreaker. I always tell the folks, look, we're not gonna all delve deep into it yet because you got an icebreaker. You're not gonna go on a date with a woman and try to get everything. What's the social? What's this now? We're not gonna do all that. You got an icebreak. So we want to thank you so much. We do see that they can follow you at the Eric Young, but for any of the fans out there, new fans, old fans, where they want to find you, what's upcoming for Eric Young? I mean, if you want to go ahead and hit your socials up, plug whatever you feel, Mr. Young.
Yeah, it's on Twitter or X is the Eric Young. IG is the Eric Young IG. I'm on TikTok too, but I can't remember how that one is or how it runs. I'm always posting like where I'm going to be. If I'm going to be in the town near you, come to the show. Whatever you want to do. Watch AMC. Watch Impact Wrestling TNA on AMC and continue to support this cool brand and support me and a bunch of cool people that are trying to give you the most bang for your buck. So appreciate you guys having me on, though. This was a fun chat.
No,
and for sure,
we appreciate you, taking the time out of your day to come, talk with us and hang with us. I know because obviously the NHL, the playoffs and everything is going on.
Technology is a beautiful thing. I'm recording it, man. It ain't no problem. Yeah. I get to fast forward the commercials.
I hopefully get to see you, hopefully in person. Hopefully it's September 24th, 25th when y'all are here in San Antonio. That's awesome. When I'll definitely sign in. So hopefully we get to see each other soon. But thank you again, Mr. Young.
I've had a couple good nights on the Riverwalk a few times in my life. So
let me know because I got some. I'm connected down there. We got to talk sometime, Mr. Young.
That's fair.
Sure. But thank you so much for coming through the smoke sessions.
Cheers, guys.
Yes, sir. You. That was Eric Young. That was Eric Young, y'all. What a great show. And you know what? We apologize as far as the timing is concerned. I know, Dexter, you got to step out. I don't know if it's break time or you got to step out. I got you. Everyone here. Yeah, for sure. You can do your thing right there. Hold up. We're Eric Young. What? I mean, world class. I think we had two all-class, world-class people today, and Ben Bishop and Eric Young. And Eric Young, you know, we just had to do the icebreaker. We're gonna bring him back to the show. He's dude, his story, and we didn't even really get to delve into it. And that's what I love is that, you know, we want our fans, our viewers, we want everyone to know, like, hey, there's still a story to tell. We just kind of just covering the chapters, the outlines of it. But nevertheless, thank you so much, Mr. Young. We truly do appreciate it. Eric Young was in the building. That was, I don't know why. I know he probably saying, Mr. Young, don't be calling me that, man. But yeah. Yeah, for sure. What was, you know,
like, first of all, like, I just want to thank, like, you know, you, K-Dot, for giving me this opportunity to talk to one of my favorite TNA wrestlers that I grew up watching. That was awesome. I like to sit here to just ask him these questions. Like, it was so real that, like, just like, because this is what like I'm talking about. Like, this is like some surreal moment because I watched him as a kid when he was literally, like, you know, starting in TNA to now he's still with TNA. So to see that, I can't wait to have him back on the show. This was great. I can't wait to talk more hockey with him. That's going to be even more fun.
Yeah.
But like, just world class maniac and world class, like, just athlete, like, humble, respect, everything. For those who are just, you know, floating by and whatnot, and, you know, maybe they're doing something they don't want to do, and out there when it comes to the wrestling, like he said, don't say no to something too quickly because you don't know what other opportunities can open the door for you. Yeah. And he is the prime example of scratching and clawing and doing whatever. That man right there is the prime example of never give up. Right there.
And you know, another thing is too is like he's definitely hit nail on the head. You know, they don't say no to some of these ideas because think about it, man. There's so many people in the industry. There's so many people in the business, and even in TNA or WWE, AEW, whatever. That one person says no to something, that next talent who's ready to just hungry waiting there is going to say yes to it, and it's going to, you know, it's going to pop off. And so, like, again, it was a great icebreaker. That's what I like to do, is these icebreakers, and that's exactly what we wanted to do. We didn't want to go too deep in what we wanted to because somebody asked, like, you know, why don't you really go dive too deep? Look, there's certain guests that we do want to bring back. There are certain talented stars that we want to bring back, and we just want to basically, like I said earlier, just outline kind of the story. So that way, now that we've got it outlined, then we can go through each chapter, you know, one by one. Even if it takes multiple episodes, we're going to go through these chapters and tell the story. Because, again, everybody, we didn't even get to talk about EC3. Oh, yeah, that was so much of a good vibe. I forgot to ask about EC3. That was like one of my things.
See now, like, he's feuding with EC3. So the next time we talk about it, we can talk about his renewed feud with EC3, the evolution that he sees within EC3. So this is what I'm talking about. When you tune into our show, like, we want to make sure that you come back looking for more like this. Like, we're not, like, gonna tell the person and just immediately, like, go in with the hard questions to do it. We're not that type of show. We're gonna slowly build up, you know, relationships and the icebreaker. This was the icebreaker. This was great. It was all good vibes. This man right here, like, he like we saw, he's a huge hockey fan, and he just said the moment he gets in his head that, oh no, the hockey players is way too important. I can't do this wrestling stuff right now. We're gonna see right there, boom.
The second that somebody says breaking, you know, Eric Young retires from wrestling, be like, oh, what month is it? April? Oh yeah, we know why. You know what I mean? And then after that, he makes his return to wrestling in the fall. You know, either or, man, it was a great vibe. We want to thank Ben Bishop. We want to thank Eric Young. We we want to thank everybody that's been tapped in with us so far. We got a goal. We got to go, not a goal as in G-O. We got to go. We got a goal, G-O-A-L right now. So we still here just chopping game up with y'all talking. But look, I say 420 was an absolute success. I thought I was going to be running a little later than I thought. I said, oh, God, no, please. And then right when I was able to get everything prepped up, you sent a message about, oh, he's already here. It's like, huh? Oh, gotta get ready to roll then. Let's get it. And so yeah, man. Again, we want to shout them out. Shout out to everybody again that tapped in with us. I mean, not only just today, but like the entire WrestleMania weekend. Actually, Friday. So we did SmackDown, right? After SmackDown.
Yeah, we did.
Saturday.
Yep.
Sunday.
Yep.
And
Monday.
look, we had some dates. No lie. We had some dates for Ben. All right. Now that we got the show, you know, hey, man, Smoke Sessions, 420 episode success. For sure. Now let's talk about
we're going to do it.
Daddy.
So, no, yeah. So we did give Ben some dates, right? And again, this is what I told Nap. I said, look, man, this is the date you need to put. You need to put 420. You can surround these other dates, but I'm telling you, you need to put this time for 420 because something's telling me this is going to be the time to do it right here. You need to catch them like right here, right? I bet you. And I think we gave him like 3, right? I think it was like 3 options. I don't think it was 4. I think it was just 3.
No, well, we gave him 4, and then he was like, "Oh, wait a minute, no, that's too late for me." I was like,
1 o'clock is perfect. Like I told you, Napster. I told you. But nevertheless, man, it worked out. I know. Look, I know Dex couldn't, appear on the earlier episode, but we were here now. But you showed up. It doesn't matter if it was late.
By the way, shout out to my dad who came in clutch. Hey, listen, man, I don't care. Picking up, doing it because he dumps trucks and all that stuff. There it is, right there, the new light. We cleaned it up. Boom, new light.
Hold on, keep cooking. Go ahead, keep cooking. I got a
bad. Oh no, I was just saying, like, that's how I got a new light. Like my dad I just hit up my dad, and he was like, "Oh, you want to go to the junkyard real quick?" Hell yeah, let's go. And there we go, boom, a new light. So
yeah, that's interesting. I was just looking shocked at something else. There was something I was looking at on the news. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Yo, what the fuck? Anyway, yeah, it's okay. All right, it's still okay. So yeah, okay. We can't tell you the female talent that we're working on. That one's gonna stay and remain a secret. But the May show, as we kick things off, we're gonna make sure everybody is ready to climb aboard the Ho train, as we are gonna have.
Daddy.
As we are going to have our special guest in May, Hollywood Nap Hogan. Yes, brother. Nah, Godfather about to be pulling up to the Smoke Sessions. See, we didn't look. You just know when EY is on the show, he just commands a different presence and a respect. Like I was like, I'm gonna be a yes sir, no sir. Like I'm gonna be about my business because he's about his business. That's why I was like not rolling up. I did not bother to break up. I didn't do nothing. I said I'm gonna wait. But yeah, it was a great episode. Again, we want to shout out Ben Bishop. We want to shout out Eric Young. We appreciate y'all so very much for tapping in with us. Spurs power. Look at that, man. The whole train. Hollywood is coming. SP. Hollywood Nap Hogan is going to be
Oh
shown.
man.
Oh yeah. Also, our other special guest. Oh, I don't know if I should announce it yet. No, we're not going to announce it yet. There was going to be one, and we're like, nah. But the smoke sessions. Somebody did ask, hey, why don't you reflect on this week? That was somebody in Body Slam, by the way. And yeah, I think I will. Yo, we went from just having a simple vision, dropping NBA scoops, and say, you know what, let's do wrestle hits, but like, nah, but not really wrestle hits because we don't really want to isolate ourselves just to one topic of discussion. So we said the smoke sessions. And if y'all would have told me that the brothers here with me on this stage would have had Noah Keikoa, Matt Mania, Myron Reed, Killer Kelly, Big Trouble Ben Bishop, and the world-class maniac Eric Young in a span of maybe a month, I would have said, whatever your weed you smoking, please pass that shit and let me hit it too. But I'm so proud of y'all. I'm so proud of this crew. Everybody from the NBA side of the chemistry lab to the wrestling side of things. Yo, maybe I was thinking like it would have been crazy to just stay on the stream all this whole time until, you know, that same stream. But I was like, nah, I couldn't do that shit. Dude, I would have passed out. I was like, hell nah, I can't keep the stream going. We would have had to do a Be Right Back for like an hour and a half straight.
I mean, shit. At that point, they would have probably seen me having lunch, dinner, like.
Same here. I would have said, you know what, fuck it. Let me, you know, I didn't even pour up a drink. I was like, you know, when you said he's already here, it's like, oh man, thank God I showed up.
By the way, there like it doesn't exist anymore because it was on playback. But we did have one where like we did kind of do like almost an all-nighter with our cameras on. And bro, let me tell you, it was one of the most craziest ones because all you just see is either us like half asleep, wondering what the hell we're doing. I was literally just walking around in circles, trying to figure out. This man over here was like half in, half out. He was like,
I was gone, brother.
And then like it came to a point. Oh yeah, we had one guy that was like, shout out OG. He was completely drunk and he was just passed out. He was completely passed out on the ground. We're like, yo OG. All you just hear is like his ass snoring and just passed out. Yeah, and then it was what was it? Oh, we had one guy just all you just see is like the fan just moving. Like that's how like we were doing on playback. It was pretty insane.
Man, yeah, it was what crazy. Look, if we would have stayed on the stream from earlier until now, I think probably would have been about 4,000, 5,000 strong. But look, y'all, I'm proud of y'all. Everybody that tapped in with us. Look, we did it starting Saturday. I'm not gonna say Friday. Starting Saturday. I mean, we hit. Look, man, for us being small time, I mean, we hit over 2,000 views Saturday, 2,000 views Sunday. Now we hit over 2,000 views. Fellas, that's over 6,000 views right there in 3 days.
Steam is picking up. Steam is picking up.
So again, thank everybody because I didn't know that was my fault, y'all. The 1 p.m. Central, I didn't know the schedule on the Gmail calendar. I kept it to 1 p.m. Eastern, and that's why I started at 12 noon. The Eric Young, oh my gosh. When Nap said he's already here, I was walking in the house, and I was like, oh.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I was not surprised that he was here early because he is a guy that when he likes to be on either on time or a few minutes early. So I was kind of I was like, oh, when you said 7:15, I was like, oh shit, yeah, he's probably gonna be there around like 7. That's what I was trying to start the stream sooner, but it wasn't.
Did you arrive and he was already here?
Yeah,
Like when you jumped into the studio?
yeah. Like I was like trying to start the stream, but it was taking like an extra few minutes. So I was like, oh my god, he's here, because that's just how he is. He like
Punctual.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to take too much time either, because punctuality is key. Look, we did probably go over like a minute over 2 over time, but this was just someone where, again, it's just a different level of conversation where I have to be very respectful, especially on the time. All right, but y'all cook real quick. I gotta get my cigar so I can roll up. We almost done, and then we're gonna be taking a nice little break, couple days break until Friday. But all right, man, y'all. I'll be right back in like I don't know, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Your Dex. So, how did it feel like asking him the hockey question? You were like the candidate from the hockey, like he was well open, because you know how like some people are like, oh well, I still stay to my roots, on teams and all that. But then when you said the Predators, I was like, oh, and then he immediately, he's like, yeah, man, big. That's all it is, big Predators, don't matter,
No,
like,
I mean, I was, when you transplant like that, it's hard not to end up a fan. So, I mean, I'll use myself as a case in point. I did not, I'm born in Des Moines, Iowa, raised in Ames, Iowa, home of Iowa State. I was not an Iowa State fan. My first team was Oklahoma, because that was the first college football game I ever went to, was Oklahoma versus Iowa State. And Oklahoma was so damn cool. I mean, they were running a wishbone, and Barry Switzer had the afros, and they were just huge. They were fast. Billy Sims was the big time running back, and these guys were so cool. So I'm living in a college town, liking a rival, and but as I was here, it's hard to not. It went from I'm not pulling for them at all to I'm gonna pull for them a little, and then I'm gonna pull for them a little bit more as and then you have friends that play for them, and then it's like, okay, well, it's kind of hard. I can't cheer against my homeboys, and I got homeboys that play there, and so you just become a fan by osmosis. And I wonder, I'm like, obviously, well, growing up, there was no Nashville Predators.
Well, yeah.
So he had to be a fan of a different hockey team, but him being a celebrity, I'm sure, and especially when Nashville finds out he's living there, oh hell yeah, I'm sure they ran right to him. He probably did not have to come to them. They probably ran to him and said, hey, you're Canadian, you like hockey, come out to the games, and yeah, doing things. I'd be, if like the other Tennessee organizations aren't doing that, going and getting him, they're crazy. I mean, this dude's, I'm sure he's a sports fan besides just hockey. I mean, I'm sure he pays attention to other sports, but yeah, so that kind of stuff always interests me when especially when people, I know people have moved.
Yeah.
Are you still a fan of your own squad, or are you still a fan, or are you a fan of the new town you're in?
Well, for me, because I was born, my real home team would have been the San Antonio Spurs, and then it probably would have been either between the Cowboys or the Texans when it comes to. So like but you know, I came to Miami. You know, I was raised in Hialeah, all throughout Hollywood, and then so I grew up being like everybody else in my family is like either a Magic fan or a Knicks fan. Like I grew up a Heat fan because like when I watched Zoe, I was really young, but I went to forgot who took me. I think it was my grandpa who took me, and we went to go see one of the games. I just fell in love with the Heat at that point, and then like I was watching different teams. Like it came a point where I was like I might have became actually a Laker fan because I was a huge Kobe fan, but Wade came to the league. I became a bigger Wade fan, and I locked into Miami. And then with the Dolphins, I mean, my godfather's a Dolphins fan, so like he would show me a bunch of Dolphin games. And then the Hurricanes, the same thing. So I just said, like, just screw it. I just started like following like all these teams. But the Panthers were on and off. But I started following them more before they made that big trade for Kachuk. And now, here they are. So
Io Sky and Rhea Ripley kicking off Raw versus the Kabuki Warriors.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Oh my God.
And they had a vignette with Asuka reading Io the Riot Act, talking about, yeah, sure, you friends with her, but where are you at? She's a champion and you're not.
All I know is that Ethan Page, Ricky Starks better show up tonight, because if they start doing some other bullshit, that's damn, bro. That's
Would you rather have them show up on Raw or on SmackDown?
For Ethan Page, I want him to be on Raw. Well, I want both of them to be on Raw, bro. I want them to just wreak havoc as another Randy and Edge, like, because you remember how like back then when those two got together, and it was like just crazy because like everybody hated them, but at the same time it was like you had to respect because they were doing the most craziest shit. Like that's what I want. That's what I feel that they need. Like, I mean, Raw could definitely use them. I don't know if SmackDown needs them right now. Like, SmackDown's dealing with their own thing right now, and it's like I think that would be a perfect opportunity for them. So, but man, for them to kick off, and then the Kabuki Warriors. So basically we're not gonna get a heel. We're not gonna get any heel transformation from her again or nothing. We're just gonna get the same thing. Oh yeah, Obafemi pulled up in a suit.
When you're done with the show, Daddy, let me know. All right, I got you.
Oh yes, Daddy.
Daddy, chill.
All right.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Nah, the ruler has arrived. Oba.
Oh, I thought you said the woo-ha. I was about to say Busta Rhymes. All right, y'all. Is this the day that Io Sky turns on Rhea Ripley?
It better be.
Yeah, we appreciate all y'all already. Man, dog, we keep tapping the... Y'all, this is crazy.
Oh, yeah, bro. Hopefully, yeah.
Is this the day that she turns?
Hopefully,
I know,
yes.
Nap. Just know, Nap. I know Eric Leung was for you. We know more so. Just know we did this because we know the Godfather isn't really as much. You're like, I guess he's cool, whatever, And for Dex and myself, who grew up on the hose and light up a fatty for this pimp daddy, Roll up that fatty for this pimp daddy. Light that blunt up and say, "Pimping ain't easy."
Hmm. 3 different generations, man. 3 different. This is what's special about having 3 different generations. Literally, 3 different generations.
So, I think we can break it. So Oba pulled up in a suit. He's ready to go. Io and Rhea pulled up. Hey Dex, you ready for this?
What's
I'm
up?
gonna recap the Ben Bishop show. You know what he liked about WrestleMania?
Oh my god. Here it goes, Deck. Get ready for it.
What?
The celebrity involvement.
This guy.
Speed. He talked about and even Ben Knapp was just like, because he was like, okay, even Jelly Roll. He said even Jelly Roll played his part, and it did great. And I know Knapp was just like holding it in, biting his lip. He wanted to say he couldn't because Dex wasn't here, but I was like, I said Knapp. I said, there you go. Remember the 2 you stuck me yesterday? You a bastard. Nah, but honestly, he did. You know, I don't know him. Go ahead.
You say, it's funny you say that because I just saw something earlier about TKO saying we have creative. Creative.
Yeah.
Is we are doing the creative stuff. Nobody else is. We're in control, good or bad. TKO is in control of creative now. So it's funny that you say that, and they're like, we want the celebrities. We like the celebrities.
And do you? And this is again. Let's just say
Do
that
I?
is true. No. Let's just say that this is true, right? Let's just say, okay. For shits and giggles, this shit is true, right? What they're saying is real. Triple H is basically right now a scapegoat, it seems, until now. But like now do y'all see this, like, the bullshit? Because wasn't everybody in the IWC on social media just attacking Triple H for all of this stuff? And then now that this comes out, you know what I'm seeing from them people? The same people. Wow, maybe we need to forgive Triple H after all. It was never him. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
what if it was a smokescreen? What if TKO says we're so damn big, we'll take the hit, and they're protecting Triple H?
That's what I was gonna say too. Now, on the off chance, that's what I want to ask you. Now, when you brought that statement up, I was looking at your face, and part of me was like, I don't think he's believing in this shit. But honestly, it could be realistic. And is that something you think? You think that they pulling a little mirage, trying to put the wool over our eyes?
I think they're, I'm sure it's a little of both. I'm sure WWE has their direction, and the parent company also has theirs. I mean, the company I work for is a subsidiary of a conglomerate.
Yeah.
Now, my company is able to do their own things to a point. You may have your own ideas, but those ideas do have to fall under what the parent company is okay with. So while I think there's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both. I'm pretty sure that for TKO it is like celebrities. It's why there's tons of they're always focusing on celebrities at the UFC matches. Because for some, there's something about our society as a whole is, for some reason, we have to see celebrities out doing things.
Yeah.
We can't just enjoy their music or enjoy their movies or their television shows or whatever. We want to see them at the wrestling, at the UFC, at the game, at this basketball game, at that. Why I have no idea. because it's not like they're talking to us.
Yeah.
It's not like I can. Oh shit! That's my home, Tyrese, homeboy. I mean, he's not gonna
Tyrese.
be.
He
He's
said
not gonna be like,
Tyrese.
oh, he's not gonna be like, oh, hey, I got a
Yeah.
chair over here. Come sit with me. You know, no, he's not. He's sitting next to George Kittle and Joe Jonas. He ain't getting over there. But we have a fascination with needing to see them, and TKO understands that, and it's like, well, shit. Figure out a way to put so and so in there. Figure out a way to put so and so. Yeah, y'all called it. You talked about having SummerSlam, Logan Paul versus Speed. Guess what? Shit's all over the place. I've seen calls for that all over the place. Now you got your celebrity match now.
By the way, we're probably gonna get Gunther versus Brock at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I hate to say it.
Bro, they can't just let it like just yo, Killer Cross. Someone said like so TKO was butthurt and he thought he's like, I knew. Ooh.
Knew what?
No, he was like when it was confirmed that because he's answering like the Triple H is being used as a scapegoat.
So here's the thing that I don't get. Okay, so somebody else said that they are only involved with the main event side of things. They allow Triple H to do the lower cards, but a lot of the interference or celebrities, aside from the whatever Jelly Roll and Pat Mac, a lot of the celebrity involvement came from the lower card, like from Yachty and the Danhausen segment. I'm not saying celebrity there, but I'm just saying like a lot of the lower cards, in my opinion, had the celebrity, the Speed match. So
that did have a celebrity because John Cena is no longer a wrestler.
Oh, see, it did. Yeah, see, you're right. God dang it. See, so like, it's look, I didn't care regardless. I think OG taught me that a while back. It's like, man, look, we're just fans. We all gonna have something to say about it. We all gonna have our opinions. But at the end of the day, look, we're just fans. We just watching. That's it. You watch what you watch. You like what you like.
They know we're watching.
Yeah.
No matter. I mean, I'm 56 years old, almost 57. You know how much shitty wrestling I have sat through.
Wait, actually, speaking of which, Dex.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna definitely bring this up. This man said pick between the Usos or the Young Bucks, and I chose the Young Bucks.
Well, that's a
pick a between them for what?
For who's the best?
Are we talking just wrestlers?
We
Yes.
said all time when it comes to mainstream, when it comes to just who is a better tag team overall. I said the Usos.
But y'all have two completely different styles of wrestling fandom.
That's what
I said the Young Bucks.
So yeah, but that's more in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
While the Usos are more his. The Usos are more in my wheelhouse. But I can't. I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks, but I can understand why they have such a rabid and loyal following.
Right.
I mean, like them or not, they know what the hell they're doing. And in this business that we love of professional wrestling, you got to know what you're doing. We just spoke with a man who knows exactly what it is that he's doing, and it's why he's had decades long career. I mean, I wish that there was a stat like they have for football or basketball or baseball, hockey, like the average career span of a wrestler, because everybody sees those dudes with 30 and 40-year wrestling careers. I'm like, you know what? There's tons of dudes with 3-year careers.
Yeah.
Dude, there's one with just 1 day.
I mean, there's a whole lot of wrestlers who ain't even ain't even been in long enough. They had a wrestling job. They didn't have a wrestling career. I mean, so the fact that they've managed to come in at such a young age and stay relevant for so long is a testament to the Young Bucks' ability. And I credit the Young Bucks with screwing up one of my favorite factions of all time.
Right.
I mean, their man Kenny Omega. I mean, Cody too. Y'all decimated the damn Bullet Club.
You mean when they became the Elite? But
yeah, that dumbass shit. You should have just broke away and just been the Elite and left the damn Bullet Club alone.
I think Bullet Club was at its peak when it was AJ Styles.
Oh yeah,
that was Bullet Club's peak. Bullet Club's beginning obviously was Prince Devitt.
I mean, literally, the Bullet Club and the NWO are. I mean, the arc of them is identical because the NWO was at its best when it was 5 and less.
Yeah,
5 people and less.
True story.
Those beginning 3 and the next couple, and then it got shitty because everybody wanted to be a part of the cool thing. The Bullet Club was awesome when it was Devitt and Fale and Machine Gun and Tama. I mean, that was an awesome Bullet Club. But when it got too goddamn big, all of a sudden I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? Why is he got Why is Bullet Club over in ROH? Who these dudes? What the hell is all the way to Bullet Club? I mean, with Evil made the Horrors group, and why are we Bullet Club dogs? And what's this black and gold shit?
What was it? It went Bullet Club.
War Dogs.
It went Bullet Club. Then it went the OG.
Bullet Club Gold.
No. But first it was
running around with that. And, I mean, that was
Bullet Club. Like the Bullet Club thing ended, like just like the Bullet Club thing ended, and then it went to the Elite. And then what happened with the Elite was Jay White stepped in. And Jay White brought, turned the OGs, and then it was Bullet Club, OGs, and then from there, it went to, for my dogs, Road Dogs.
Those are all still Bullet Club. They're all still, and I think he's right because if you think about it,
NWO, Red and Wolfpack,
and the LWO.
Well, I will tell you this: like El Phantasmo is very underrated. That man was cooking when he was with the Bullet Club. The reason why the whole Cody and Kenny thing didn't work out is because Cody wanted to be the leader too. Like, that's why, like, really the Elite fell apart, and then they had to. Well, also, I'm not gonna say his name because what he did was absolutely disgusting and revolting, and this is why he never ever appears again. But for those who know why,
he means Carl Anderson.
No, bro,
no. You talking about the villain?
Yeah, he's talking about the Penguin. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Martin.
K-Dot.
I'm not gonna say his name, but I'll just say Martin. His government name, Martin.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
I'm not gonna say it, but I know what you're talking about.
Wrestling wise, I mean, 2 dudes, and it switches us off. And I'll just say it real quick, and we can go on back about our business. But 2 gimmicks that were just unbelievable, and the dudes screwed up, was the goddamn villain and Velveteen Dream.
Both of them.
2 unbelievable gimmicks that if the dudes had their heads screwed on right, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yo,
Yo, Dex, he's gonna Velveteen watches and hears everything when it comes to his name being brought up. You're probably gonna, hey, yo, is this Dex? Yeah. What'd you say
Yo.
about me? Like,
but that's the thing. He's right though. Like, look, he did get arrested. His little troubles. He had his legal troubles. The only difference is, look, before, and again, this is nothing. When you're with a brand or a promotion, unless it really gets out with the news, a lot of these brands have a great way of kind of like sweeping things to make sure they're not out there. And we just never know, man. Like, look, this whatever ego he got fed, then it just turned him into something different, man. I think those two right there that you brought up are two of the most what ifs.
Oh,
What is?
your prayers have been answered.
It's over. It is.
oh yes.
Your prayers have been answered.
Bro, my stream is so behind.
There he is.
Why is the Spanish stream so damn behind? Oh my god, I'm still watching them wrestle.
Yo, you know who's there, right?
Oh man.
Yo, Ethan Page is on Raw. Nap. Oh, I forgot you're still watching the match. You're probably on an ad break.
Oh damn, bro. Oh, I hate you so much right now, bro. Stop spoiling.
And you know where he's at right now?
How far behind are you?
EO's coming out. EO's coming out. No, where you at?
No. It was Rio's on the top.
So they're still fighting.
Oh
yeah.
shit. Okay, well I ain't gonna say nothing else then about the show.
I'll only say this. Dude, I would not be mad at Javon versus Penta. That's the only thing.
This man's watching Roman walk off the ring with the belt. That's how far behind he is.
Yo, yeah. Hey guys.
Bro, I don't get it, man. Why the hell is the like Divinity and all that stuff it's just God damn, bro.
But to go back to the original question 10 minutes later.
You know what's crazy too is I'm hearing everything in Spanish. So you guys are listening to it in English. So I'm wondering if that's the issue right now. But
no, I would personally pick the Young Bucks. I mean, not the Usos myself. Between the two.
Hey, that's fair.
But
if you guys want to say that, but
well, it's
just we're talking. It's just different styles.
Yeah, the newest Raw superstar, Egon Page. I muted it.
Hey, Dot, you better say his name correctly. You better say his. Don't even clap.
Egon.
Nah, you better say his name.
Is here. No Ricky Saints.
Ego.
No Ricky Saints though. So that's interesting. We'll see. But we got the first call up. All Ego Ethan Page.
Oh my God, it's about time. Dude, we're definitely gonna get that. We're gonna get hit with something right there. He almost played his thing.
See, he almost break her goddamn neck.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, yes, I just saw that now. Holy shit.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I mean,
can't
hey,
spoil it.
Shout out,
bro. EO,
shout out to y'all.
Yeah. That I want EO to stop doing that move because she's gonna end her career.
It's getting closer and closer to being something bad. But no, shout out to y'all. You know, you drug my old ass up out of the depths to come on here and be the heel wrestler commentator. Because that's definitely what I am here for. I'm here. Nap the baby face.
He is. He's like Speed. He's torn because when you're here, he's like, yeah, man, I'm not trying to see Open Famer. That's too soon.
Bro.
And as soon as you got off, wait, Nab.
Bro, hey, listen. No. The baby face is K-Dot. The baby. When it comes to the face, he's the baby face. You're the heel. I'm just the anti-hero. I'm in between.
You're the tweener. You're in between. You're not no anti-hero because you're like, yeah, Dex, I agree. Oh,
hey, Dad, that's what an anti-hero is. They're good or evil.
No, there is no evil for you. You're just look, man.
Oh, bro.
Look, he goes, Dex. He goes, look.
K-Dot,
I'm not ready. We're not ready for Oba. Oba, Roman, that's too
soon. You know me too many years to not be able to say that.
You get off
Look
the show, Dex. You gotta go. You say peace out. He says, you know what I can't wait for, man? I cannot wait for Opa Femi and Roman Reigns.
Oh shit! I almost shared that
You
by
said
accident.
that yesterday, bro. After you said it was too soon. After you said it was too soon with Dex, and then he gets off the show, and you're off. Dude, honestly, I'm looking forward to Opa Femi and Roman Reigns. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna start this right now with him. I'm gonna just hold off and not say nothing.
I said,
Like,
put up the one. Put up the one.
You're not even a heel or a face. You're not even a tweener. You're none of that anti-hero. You're just, dude, you're just going right behind our back just to hear what we want to hear, bro. You got us hyped up. You're the instigator. That's what you are, bro. You're the instigator. Yo.
But hey man.
But yeah, Ego's here, man.
Dex, it's good that you were just you were still around, because I'm not gonna lie, I was like,
that's you're still around. Like, we're glad to see you're still breathing.
Bro,
you know
no, when it's on X, because he hasn't tweeted or anything the time that it was like holy shit. So, but yeah, no, we had to get him on the crew. So, hey, this is how it is, and now this beautiful chemistry is being born.
Yeah, well, that's it for the chemistry tonight, because I gotta go.
We up out of here. Yeah, he is. So that is Dex right there. Any thoughts, man? I mean, look, man, you want to give your final heel thoughts for WrestleMania week, and of course, you're gonna watch your Raw, but your final,
day one. Hey, if TKO was TKO did night one, and WWE did night two.
Okay. That's how he's going to end it. TKO did night one. WWE did night two. That was OG Dex. Man, appreciate you, OG. Hope you get some rest, man.
All right, man. How about y'all?
You know we're going to do break us to 2K, man. That's what we're trying to do here. This is Smoke Sessions. Yes, sir. We almost out of here too, Nap. Again, it was a great show, great day. Everything that we got to do, we set out to do today. We went from like, dude, we're still not locked in for a night show to now we got a night show locked in for 420. I believe for the second day in a row, third day, whichever it is, I don't know what it is, but I believe we can hit that mark again, and it's crazy. But nevertheless, man, look, man, WrestleMania week's over. I already asked Dex. We asked Dex here, but WrestleMania week and weekend's over. We got our 420 show out the way. I mean, look, man. What are your thoughts, man? You're ready for a small little vacay? I mean, what's going on in the mind of good old Nap God?
First of all, I want to say, like, thank you for listening to the prayers and putting this man Ego on Raw, because that's what I wanted. Second off, hey man, it was a great show. It's been a great week. Like, it's just crazy. Like the light broke earlier, coming in clutch. My dad, we went to the junkyard, got a light, cleaned it all up, fixed it up. Now I have a light. Obviously, I'm gonna get a new light that's gonna be better and more crystal clear and all that other stuff. But yeah, other than that, it's just been a blast. Shout out to everybody that's just been continuing to tune in, continuing to support. Bigger things are coming. And man, there's so many more surprises on their way. We cannot wait for May. We cannot wait to. I think May is going to surprise a lot of people too.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot of. We are working on a ton of people. Like, it's not just like one or two. No, it's a ton of people. We're trying to get as many people as possible.
Yeah.
With, and then also we got more surprises when it comes to in the crew, and be on the lookout, man. Because
yeah.
There's gonna be some coming soon.
Listen, man, Ben Bishop may be a part of the Smoke Sessions, man. That's gonna be something within itself. And look, Nap, I'm gonna surprise you and everybody else with what the goal of the Smoke Sessions is, and why we're getting all of these talented and wonderful guests that we appreciate everybody. It's because eventually I want to do, it doesn't sound crazy, but I want us to do a show where there is about a 4 to 5 hour show, right? But we just call it the All-Star Show, Smoke Session All-Stars. And we bring back all of our guests, all in that same show. Back to back to back to back, and line them up. Whether it's new guests or some, I want to have a show where we'll talk the breeze, we'll talk what we talk, but we're going to have an array of guests just come throughout the show. Our own, quote unquote, WrestleMania of interviews, you know?
Yeah.
And so one day we'll plan that, and we're going to have, I mean, I'm not going to say they'll be here at the same time. That would be crazy. Imagine we're interviewing them all at the same time. Imagine that'd be some crazy shit.
Like everybody's just lined up, so all you just see is like the whole
for
screen
real.
is filled.
Yo, that would be insane. I don't think, I mean, aside from, promotions who are doing, whatever, they do their little weekly meetings. I don't think there's been nobody that's done that. But I think what we'll do, though, is just kind of line up a guest one by one throughout the show or throughout the day. And yeah, go from there, because I think at the end of the day, we want to bring y'all the content. A lot of people are like, hey, man, remember ese quality over content, Holmes. Make sure you get that good quality. And I said, look, man, we got enough to not only serve y'all as much quantity, but we'll still give y'all that same quality at the same time. That's how much we stacked in and we locked in. The thing is, yes, we've seen a lot of established names out here, but that's just not what the Smoke Session is about. We're out here trying to find, again, like how Nap said before, hey, look, those talents who are trying to make a name for themselves, just want an opportunity to come through, show up, show out. This is the spot right here to do it. The Smoke Sessions, man, be unfiltered, uncensored. Who else y'all know right now? Man, I'm telling you, Nap, it would have been crazy to do. Very impossible. We would have fell asleep on the fucking stream. But to be able to do 2 shows in one day on a live, not a space, a live, and then to almost get to where we're getting at again, like the goal is right there. Like, dude, I think the Smoke Sessions podcast is well on its way. And we want to shout out everybody. Nap God, Dex, Unk, Primo, again, TTV, Spurs Cowboys fan. Who else is out there, man? Kales, Roski, Kaneki. Who else is out there, man? Everybody that's been rocking with us from the jump. And the new squad, man, Body Slam, the whole bodyslam.net crew, the founding fathers, as we like to say, man, Corey and Cass, or Cass and Corey, Chin V, Nicole, who else, man? J Star, Brady. I'm gonna be missing so many people. Gerard, man. So many people, man. Ramzikin and Max. Jordan just had somebody. Jordan and man, I'm flaking out. My apologies there. And Liam, man, they had their guest, they had their show as well today. They just wrapped up their show. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to everybody again that's rock with us. We are almost over. It's gonna be sad to see the end of the show. I hate goodbyes. Nah, honestly, y'all, it's a well-deserved break, because when it comes, look, if we get the female talent that we're looking for, that we're not looking for, we're just one that
we really want to get.
We're locked in.
Yeah, we're very locked in.
With one person. And if we get that in the April 29th, or at least around that, if we get them locked in, we'll have another show in April for sure. And that will be our final show of April. If not, then yes, Eric Young would be our official show, and Ben Bishop would close out our 420 or our April episodes for guests. But next month, we are going to have quite a few WWE Hall of Famers in the building. Different times. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fucking epic. I think we can get there right now, man. I'm gonna have to get off of this and watch Netflix, Raw on Netflix as well. Wow, man. I'm not even gonna say the number right now, But we just want to say, man, shout out to all of y'all who, again, we just can't thank y'all enough. It was crazy, man. What a crazy fucking week, bro. Weekend at that.
Bro, it's been like, it's been wild. And like the traction we've been getting, the attention, you know. I like how like even there's people like asking like questions after the show, like, hey, when are you guys gonna still, you know, go live? Like, oh, like, you know, like it's really cool to even have, you know, be in that position where like you actually have like people that watch the show that afterwards, you know, comment like to you, or they at you, or they message you like, hey, are you gonna be on at this time or that time, like so I can put it on notifications and all that stuff. So to hear that, it's just been great. And you know, let's just keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Obviously, when the wrestling side is you know, slowing down a bit, or if it's, you know, then the NBA side will pick up. So
yeah, we're more, and I know we should be talking playoffs, but I don't know, for some reason a lot of our buzz picks up in the off season. That's for some reason. The off season, trade deadline, for some reason, like, yeah, we were picking up a lot of steam on our spaces prior, but after we really ventured into the scooping world, like, it seems like we got 3 seasons that we work with: the off season, start of training camp, trade deadline. That's, oh, we got some work to do, my friend. I didn't even get to change the layout, man. I didn't even get to change the layout. But look, I think we're about to almost, not yet, but I think we're almost going to reach our final goal. And once we get there, that's a wrap for this episode and for this week. Again, shout out to Boca Raton Championship Wrestling, Matt Mania, Noah Keikoa, Amir for hooking everything up for us. We appreciate y'all. Congratulations on y'all's Vegas vacation event during WrestleMania week. Shout out to everything y'all are doing and continuing to work with. Again, we just heard that Big Ben is going to be, I don't know if you heard, but Big Ben is going to be teaming up and have a tag team match against the Sons of Boca. He is going to be facing Noah Keikoa in the tag team match for the tag team championship. So,
ooh, that's gonna be good. Also, because I did get asked earlier, so we still are working on Matt Riddle. We still are working on Matt Riddle. Just because I know there's some fans out there that are like, you know, wondering about Matt Riddle. Yes,
they're waiting on. Yep.
We're still working on him because we do want him on the show. We do want to bring him on. Hell, he you know, even his
he can raise the rate. Just raise the rate, man. Just raise the rate. We got it, man. Just raise the rate. Just raise the rate, baby. That's all you got to do, man. Shout out to Matt Riddle, by the way, man. Yeah. As well. He did his thing in Vegas. Still doing his thing, man. Shout out to him.
So yeah, so for those, Lady Frost is another person, you know, we're still working on. So, you know, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. But you know, like we said, they're busy people. They're busy people. You know, some of them are working 2 or 3 jobs while doing wrestling. Some of them are just everywhere, literally flying everywhere, and are on different time zones. Like, because you know, it's funny because like when we were working on Ben, K-Dot had to tell me like, oh wait, bro, he's 3 hours ahead right now. I didn't know that. So the thing is, like I'm literally talking to him, and he's 3 hours. I'm 3 hours ahead, and he's 3 hours behind. So, you know, that's stuff that you know, you just look to see, and yeah, we got more surprises coming up. That it's going to be very exciting. We can't wait to introduce these guests, and you know, even on the non-wrestling side as well, because come on, if you followed us long enough now, you already know. It's not just wrestling for us. It's everything.
It's everything. And we just getting started. Look, we just getting started. I think
And there's some people, there's some well-known people that owe you favors. So
we're gonna cash in on them favors soon. We're not gonna anyway. Yeah, nevertheless. Again, Dex Luger, Nap God, Napster P, myself, K Dot Views, K Dot the Chemist. Again, this has been the Smoke Sessions WrestleMania. I'm gonna get this all fixed up. I'm gonna get all this shit set up, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna come with a whole new game. Maybe not now.
don't be surprised next time if you guys see me with like a new mic or something too, because I'm working on getting upgraded more. Because after what happened today, I'm definitely looking for a better microphone, a better light, a better setup. So then, I can look more presentable like my man over there.
Ha! If only, man. Like I said, I got so many. The only reason I got it like this is just in case the camera falls. There's always something covering behind. And in case I do a hip-hop stream, I got the hip-hop cover over here. In case we do a little Kardashian thing, I got it right here. But nevertheless, man, it's been I'm telling you, bro, I'm hyped.
You know what's crazy? Like, my setup is literally a Duralex battery flashlight that I put facing down with a Toshiba camcord, like a subpar old keyboard, and the mouse is pretty fucked up, so that's why it goes up and down at times when I'm trying to scroll. And then obviously some old ass Beat headphones. So
hey, if it works,
that's what I'm trying to upgrade. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It works. So
but that's all you gotta say. And look, man, I think we're about to close in. That is wild. We're about to close in.
Hey, we did it. Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Still, man, I don't even want to say nothing. I just want to pretend to fumble my words just so the numbers continue to rise. That's all. Like, I'm gonna just fumble my words and keep just making up January, February, March, April, May, June, July. I don't know what I'm talking about. August, September, October, November, and the numbers is just rolling, bro. Like, subscribe, man. Subscribe to Body Slam on YouTube. Subscribe to Body Slam Net on Twitch. Subscribe to the Body Slam Plus Patreon. Follow on X, Facebook. Subscribe to Smoke Sessions Pod on YouTube. Smoke Sessions 8 on X. NapGod7 on X. K.Views on X. WebEJ on X. I mean, look. Body Slam, all we can say is thank y'all for allowing us a platform to continue to hustle and grind out. We told y'all. Listen, all I said was, look, we're going to be one of the hottest podcasts on the Body Slam Network. You just got to give us the opportunity, man. And not only that, look, just share it. And I promise you, we'll put in the work. And we doing just that. And look, man, I guess this will be a great segue. So let me word this properly here. One moment. So, wow, this is crazy. I'm just so, look, again, this is how we're going to end the show. We appreciate everybody when it comes to rocking with the Smoke Sessions. This has been powered by bodyslam.net. We are the Chemistry Lab. And we are going to say one thing. Women lie. Men lie. Numbers don't lie. Shout out to all the 2,000 that rock with us today, yesterday, and the day before. Over 6,000 that rock with us. We're not the big time, but we grinding like we are. We out of here.
Damn, the Smoke Sessions is over. What the hell do I do now?
Ooh, exclusive DJ beats.
The smoke session's been over for 2 hours and we still sitting here. We must be higher than Giraffe Booty.